Hi, it's your boy Solomon the Church Boy, and welcome to my real-time review of the Panasonic ag90. Beautiful camera. People have always asked me, now with all these things happening with lockdown and all that, what is the best camera to do live streaming in a church setting? And this is one of my favorite ones. It's the Panasonic ag90. For the price point, it's got 3 rings. So it's got the 3 rings you need to have for any pro camera. Even though it is a prosumer camera, it's got your 3 rings. You can do your f-stop. You can do your you can do your zoom with it, and also you can do your focus just there. Not only that, you can do your zooming through this button here. It's got 2 XLR inputs, and beautifully it takes in 2 SD cards. The battery life on this thing is mad, and most importantly is why this over most DSLRs. I mean, we've seen people like Bethel film on Blackmagic Alexas and things like that. Why, or the Blackmagic Pocket like I'm filming right now. Why do I recommend this for the church setting? Is one, it's one of those few cameras which you can just, the automatic setting on this is beautiful. So you can do this right out the box. It's got a fully articulated viewfinder, which if you were to film, I mean, you can see the viewfinder. If you were to film in selfie mode, it won't give you any problems. I mean, this is a really, really beautiful camera for the price range. So what I'm going to do now, because I've got 2 of them, I'm playing with 2 of them, I am going to switch up the cameras so that we can have a look at the audio. So what I've done, I'm right now filming with the Blackmagic Pocket. I am actually using the onboard sound of the Blackmagic Pocket for a test. I'm also going to compare the onboard sound of one of these babies to see how it does. Now, just before I go on, it shoots Full HD. It does not shoot 4K. This is why I'm saying this camera is great for streaming, but not necessarily great if you're going to take it into post. So it's a good camera for streaming. Panasonic has got a few models which are coming in at a slightly higher price, which do 4K beautifully and give you all the advantages of this camera. But right now, on eBay, you can pick up one of these for £600, and the quality will give you, focus peaking, zebras, and all those type of things. At this price point, is hard to match. Also, this camera performs absolutely fantastically in low light. It's one of the few cameras you will struggle to compete with. So, and most importantly, why I recommend this camera for a church setup is it doesn't do shallow depth of field. So it means that if there's a lot of movement in our worship recording and all that, everything remains in focus. That is why this is one of my most recommended cameras if you're going to use a jib. If you get a cheap jib, you can easily mount this on top of it, put your lily pad through your HDMI or whatever, or if you're using one of those Holy Land products, you can send the signal wirelessly to your recorder, and you can record beautiful footage, which is something I have tried. So this is, I'm going to switch so we can actually hear how the sound sounds like and see how we go. So let's switch cameras. Oh, right now, before I switch cameras, I am using a newer light on myself to light myself up. I am going to switch it on and off to see how that looks like. So yeah. Hi, I've just now switched to the ag90. I'm filming with it. The light's still on. I'm going to go a few seconds, switch it off, and compare how it looks like. But yeah, like I said, this is the quality which is coming right out the box, on automatic, using the onboard sound. It does have an option for you to mount a gun like mic You could get that with the Panasonic. It does mount up here. As you can see, there are these two, and I have seen people do that, but mostly what I'm using right now is this microphone here, the internal microphone, which it comes with. I mean, it comes with a lot of beautiful features right outside the box. Also, like I said earlier, you have two SD slots. You can record simultaneously, or you can record one after the other. It's up to you the way you record. Most of the time, I always try to tell people the power button, you can record, you can use it while it's live on power like most camcorders, and the power connection is inside. So if you're really looking for that, that's where it is. So some of the other features it has is you get things like user labeled controls. You know, you can control the iris. Also, I love the amount of control you get for the audio. Here is where you set it. You can actually pick a microphone with phantom microphone, so it's got the phantom power built into this. Also, you get more mic controls down over here where you can control the gain and how much you want to get into the mic itself. So it's a really solid thing in case you want to use it. It's got a record button right on top with the zoom feature up there. Also another zoom feature so that it can be used handheld. So it's really beautiful, easy to do your white balance, easy to do many things. Now, I don't think that I'm able to show you everything in this video. So if you have any questions about the camera, comment below. So what are the disadvantages, if any, for this camera? I would say one of the biggest disadvantages is the build quality. They've packed a lot in terms of getting this camera all the features it's one, but I think where they messed up a little bit was on the build quality. They could have made a sturdier body. So if you do get this, please take good care of it, because it will only take good care of yourself if you did take care of it. But remember, Sony, for you to get a camera like this with all these settings in a Sony body, you're talking about 3, 4, 5 times the price of this. So that's one other thing you need to remember. Just like Panasonic innovated with the GH4, GH5 revolution, they have really innovated this, and my point is this innovation has gone highly unnoticed by the filming world because of the big draw of people going to DSLR-like cameras. The sensor on this is absolutely beautiful. Its performance in low light is absolutely fantastic. And this is something I'm going to test in a few minutes. I'm going to switch off the light and show you how it looks like now. I'm actually back now with only the light in the room, which is pretty dark. But as you can see, it's pretty usable footage still. And like I said, beautiful camera, absolutely fantastic performance in low light, really good camera. And the only other thing I would say also is it's easy to lose this thing. I've lost it a few times on one of the other cameras. So either put it back in the bag before you start using it, or one of the cool trick is, as you can see, it's got these two holes on it, and you can get it tied up and hooked up to here so that it's more or less, you know, being hidden somewhere below. Yeah, so it's a pretty solid camera. Also, you do get this jack foot, this jack here this shoe for you to put a light on. So you can actually put a light on it and it will still be light enough for you to move around. I mean, this is for a church setup the camera I would go through for live streaming. It works well with Roland products for live mixing. It works well with the Blackmagic products. I mean, it works well even with a TriCaster if you're going that route. So it's a really solid camera. So thank you very much for watching this. I will also put in some test footage after this talk, whereas I'm just going to go around and test it. It is a very cloudy day here in Wales, but we'll see what we can get for you. And yeah, thank you very much. This is the review. Get this camera. Absolutely fantastic camera. If there are some additional tests you want me to carry out with this camera, down below I will do them. If there are any questions down below, I will do them. I'm not the biggest expert, but for the church market, this is my favorite camera. I am also going to do another review soon of how I capture drum sets for live events. You know, so we're going to look at the camera I'm using to do all those beautiful drum sets. Because most of the time I don't like a moving camera on the drum. I want to capture every single hit the person does on the drum. So watch out for that video and watch the videos we've posted below. But yeah, here is my real-time review of the Panasonic ag-90. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, show your love. I mean, just share the video if you can. Thank you very much. It's your church boy. Bye.